line, yeah, you already know this. From the ring to the real, we talking that truth. Laughs get loud when the crew cut loose. It's a cookout, where the takes stay hot and the game stay wild. The cookout, wrestling talk with that family style. The cookout, 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 cookout. Come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. Workhorse Wrestling Network, let's go. With ALW, CM, Sammy, and Anika. Hot topics cooking, no chaser, no filter. 5 games popping, debates get reckless. If you ready for the madness, then pull up a seat. Workhorse Wrestling Network, this is the cook.
Hey, welcome. It is Tuesday night, and we are here for the Cookout podcast here on Workhorse Wrestling Network. It is 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern over there where Miss Anika is at, our Anarchy Queen. We are, as always, going to talk some wrestling. We like to say, come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. If you're new to the Workhorse Wrestling YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. Hit the like button on this video. If you're here with us, chime in the chat. Let us know what you want to talk about. We're going to talk about AEW All In since it's right around the corner. Not everything is quite etched in stone yet, and everything's still moving pieces, but we will be here. One person or multiple will be here Sunday, I promise, for a watch along for AEW All In. So, let's see. If you're with us on Twitch, give us a follow over there. We appreciate you over there. Like I said, chime in the chat if you're here with us and let us know what you think about All In, AEW, anything else you want to talk about. Anika will happily talk WWE if anyone wants to talk WWE. But our focus will be All In tonight. But first, as usual, every Tuesday, we have a Clown of the Week. So how are you, Miss Anika? And I think you said you had a Clown of the Week.
Yeah. I had to search the corners of my mind and yeah, that's why they are this week. I'm good. Just woke up from a nap, but I'm good now. So, how about you? How are you?
I am doing good. It's a little early over here for a nap, but that being said, I'm old, so I'm already getting tired. It's already getting close to bedtime over here, which I know isn't really fair since
It
it's 3 hours later
happens.
over there. But like you said, at least you did take a nap. So,
Yeah,
but no, I'm here
yeah,
and excited to talk AEW All In. I think it's going to be on paper. It looks like it's going to be a very good pay per view. So, and some of
yeah,
the build-up has been good. So,
yeah. Oh, let's get this out of the way real quick. Cloud of the week. First and foremost, Phil is always cloud of the week because you're Phil. Now, I will admit that you were definitely in your clownness this Friday going against KO. You know when people it's a very unique feeling when you can tell someone's in their bag. They're in Canada, and CM Punk was the heel, and he was living it up. And it's like, today I say, stay there. You know you a butthole, so why we acting like we not? Bruh, you were enjoying it. You were smiling. All the good. You were in the field. It was a good time. So just stay being a butt. But in the same day, the main clown of the week this week is WWE. Now listen, the last time I paid $50 for a pay-per-view was in 2011. It was Royal Rumble. I thought something was gonna happen. It did miserably. That was the last time. That was the last time. And then you got WWE Network, Premium Live Events on Peacock, all the good things. But now they're on ESPN Unlimited. It was $29, and I paid that because y'all got me effed up. And now they're going to raise the price $3 more, and it's like TKO
uh,
WWE. I don't know if y'all are paying attention or y'all don't know no better. But people aren't buying tickets like that for y'all, homie. So why did y'all think? More so, I say ESPN, maybe ESPN, ABC, ESPN, Disney, all you John. Why do y'all think people are going to pay this upcharge? Now there are going to be people who pay it, right? They're like, it's not just WWE, it's ESPN Unlimited. It actually has. If y'all can name three things that on ESPN Unlimited that's worth $33, by all means,
Mm.
tell me. There ain't no, like WWE aside, just ESPN Unlimited. Y'all know y'all ain't paying $33 to watch Payne's Place, then watch a freaking Monday Night Football with Payne and Eli Manning, or Stephen A's World, which is basically just Stephen A. talking gibberish. At least on first take, he has to stick to sports. On freaking Stephen A's World, he just go off the handle whenever he freaking feels like it. No, none of this stuff is worth $33. None of that stuff is worth a freaking cable subscription to get ESPN2. And y'all know this. But for some reason, you money hungry, emotional crackheads still want to freaking poke the bear. And for that, I say, you know what? Have that. Have that. Let's see if y'all can make this money up. I'm going to vote no because economy. But let's see. But y'all, if y'all just want to see the big four, that free trial is only for 3 days. Just hit that free trial for 3 days. Make sure you cancel before the third day ends, and you good to go. You get to watch. Choose a big four you want to watch. Royal Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, or Survivor Series War Games. But yeah, just choose one of them, John. Hit that free trial and enjoy yourself. But yeah, Cloud of the Week still at WE, more so ABC, ESPN trying to raise the prices on ESPN Unlimited. Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see the numbers because it feels like the sweet spot. I mean, and to be fair, I'm not watching WWE anymore, so it is what it is. But like, it still feels like the sweet spot for them was when they had the WWE network and it was $10, or when it moved to Peacock and you still got the
Yes,
pay-per-views essentially for that $10 a month. I mean, they can afford to do that because the amount of people that you get that are willing to pay $10 is way more than the amount that you're willing to get to pay $50. So, it seems like a weird decision to then go back to the old model and to a more expensive old model. Yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, I, listen, there are dedicated wrestling fans and people are probably always going to pay something for it. There's always going to be someone that's going to pay something for it. It's not going to be me a lot of the time. So, you know,
uh,
but, hey, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, I'm not a big fan of, I'm not a big fan of the way economics works in this country in general. I'm not necessarily the biggest capitalist or free market person, but this is what you get, right? So, that's they'll if people will pay it, people are going to charge it. And right now, there's only two companies that are putting out. There's no real options if you're a wrestling fan. I mean, there are, but not on the massive level of seeing the guys that you want to see, like the major stars. So you can,
yeah,
if you want to see them wrestle the matches you want to see them wrestle, you have to pay to watch that pay per view or whatever you do to watch that pay per view. I mean, so yeah, I mean it's definitely, everything has gone up price wise, and it doesn't look like any of that's going down anytime soon, just in general. I feel like I get an email every other month from one of my streaming services saying they're going up a dollar or two or 50 cents. It's like, really? Come on, man. Like, what have you done? What have you given me to that's worth the increase? Like, it's the same
that
product that it
part.
was, 2 weeks ago, and yet my price is higher. Like, what the fuck? So, all right. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It looks like we might have a surprise visitor. I don't. Are we ready? Is she ready? Are you ready? I
Yes,
wasn't
can you
sure if
hear
you could
me?
add your. Hey, I wasn't sure if you
Yes.
could add yourself or you were waiting for me to add you. So my bad. If I jumped the gun.
Um, I came in as a guest. I did not want control over anything because that does not end well. So just in case I have to
Ah.
jump early,
Well, we're still in your
Understood.
bag here. Anika was doing her duties this week and doing Clown of the Week, but we have our resident, the creator of the Clown of the Week, the amazing CM here with us tonight. So I'm sure you got at least one, if not multiple clowns. So let's hear them. Let's get into it.
okay, of course, always and forever, clown of the week, CM Punk. I don't even know if he's still wrestling, but he's still clown of the week forever. So there's that. Um, Also to the Grim Reaper who misunderstands directions. We did not tell you to take Eddie King Jr. We did not tell you to take Hayden Panettiere. We did not tell you to take Dolly Parton. Your target is very visible, and you still managed to miss him. Grim Reaper, kind of weak. You might be a bigger clown than CM Punk, but it's just because you
Oh.
keep taking all the good people. Why, leave them, take him. Let's see. I honestly, I honestly, I I I have to give it to WWE as a whole because how long has the Bloodline storyline been going on?
A lot
Like,
of years.
are y'all paying them at this point to just bring out their children, their side children, the children that we supposed to act like we can't do the
Side
numbers
children.
on? No, okay, so here's the thing, right? Rikishi, Rikishi has a son that he's claiming, but if you look at his official list, the last son is too young to be a wrestler. So Rikishi, who the child? And then everybody's like, "Oh my God, Rikishi!" Yeah. Do you want to know who else has some of those? And then people get mad and upset with me when I point things out very obviously. Um, I'm just saying, i- if she could describe it, if she could describe it, she might have. I'm, but moving on. I just so now you're bringing in Royce Keys and other miscellaneous black guys into the bloodline storyline.
Team Depot.
You, it's been 6, 7 thousand years. You're sending representatives to AEW to observe what they're doing. You keep trying to counter program their stuff, even though they are not trying to counter program your stuff and are just like, hey, let's have fun with the industry. Let's wrestle. Um, come on now. Come on. And come up with some new storylines. Come up with some new stars. Come up with new, please. Because at this point, I know Anika got to be tired of watching the same old same. I know she got to be tired. It started to be like Days of Our Lives back in like the late 90s, early 2000s when all they talked about was John and Marlena and it was the same storyline over again. And Stefano just kept dying, and nobody could explain how he just kept coming back to life the next time. That's what it felt. That's what it feels like at this point. As a whole, WWE, like all jokes aside, like for real, you have the ingredients to have an amazing product. Why are you bent on destroying that product and journey? I will say people have seemingly been popping for Obafemi, which is great, and Braun Breaker, which if they let that happen, I think would be great. Um, I just don't know if they're gonna let that happen. It doesn't really matter to me because I don't watch it, but I hope for WWE fans it improves and they stop relying so much on one family in order to have things going. Because you can't go from the McMahons to the NNOIs and like that's okay. And then Cody is still over here. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Oh, that reminds me. Dustin, clown of the week for being distracted by some big titties. Because Dustin, we know you didn't look at what the shirt said. You was distracted by biddies. So I'm pointing out the obvious here. But yeah, that was just simple clown for the week.
It's good to have you here tonight for official Clowns Week. Not that Anika hasn't been doing official Clowns Week. That doesn't sound right, but to have you here to add to it. She had WWE as well. So, and she always has CM Punk, and she actually had some relevant stuff from Friday night for CM Punk. So he's still
Oh, he's still
continuing
wrestling.
to add to the legacy.
Listen,
Hmm.
yes, and he'll get hit behind kicked by KO, but then Sammy had to be in his feelings. I'm like, Sammy, calm
Oh yeah.
Sammy.
I saw Simon Miller being upset about that. So okay. I felt bad for Simon. I feel bad for you. You guys have to watch WWE. But I don't, so there's that.
Before we get to All In, I saw that supposedly the segment with Swerve talking to Bandito and Brody King and whatchamacallit, Hangman Page about a trios match is supposed to be the little sly hint that his partners are going to be Mr. Kofi Kingston and Mr. Xavier Woods.
I,
What do y'all think the
I,
chances are of that?
I, it is not Kofi Kingston. He
Oh,
will be
sorry.
going by his,
Oh,
his legal name,
Okay.
which I cannot think
Coach,
of right now. And it's Kofi something something. And then there's
Okay.
also Austin Creed. I think
Okay.
so because the only reason I say that Austin Creed busted out with the Kenneth and Jerome Omega, and he only bust out with that when they gonna face each other, like in video games or something. I think with this being potentially Kenny's last wrestling contract and the Bucks' last wrestling contract, I think that this may be them coming. I would love it if they did. I think they would do really good in the tag division. I think they would do really good in the singles. And I could finally have a good conclusion to their faction versus Hurt Syndicate. Although Hurt Syndicate, please stop playing with Shane Taylor Promotions because eventually I'll get
bruh,
mad. Like leave
I'm
my
gonna try.
let my Trish have some money if you just go play with them like that. Bless you.
Let Shane Taylor live, bruh. Like, what's with this black on black crime? I thought we was all together today.
Anika, what do you
I
think
mean,
about uh, New Day and All In?
Um, definitely hope they're there. Definitely hope they're there. Um, I had not reservations, but I wanted them to come out as a straight up tag team. Like, what are we waiting for? Young Bucks, New Day. I'm sorry, Kofi and Austin Creed. Like, why? What are we waiting for? Let's go, bow. But I would understand that if y'all want to weigh that out. I'm like, what? I'm so tired of waiting for stuff. What are we waiting for? But anyway, more so them versus with Swerve. I know, like if y'all still haven't seen the what you call it, if y'all haven't seen the vignette of them finally breaking free of the unicorns and they left the broken unicorn behind and the unicorn she said not his head because he improved. I'm like, no, y'all are a tag team now. Y'all can't tag with anybody. No, it's y'all. I don't like no. No, as long as it's broken unicorn, it's a broken unicorn. Y'all shouldn't be trio with nobody. Y'all are tag team now. I'm still emotional about like why? That was so messed up of them to do that. Like you couldn't just have them break free and go out the circus. But no, you had to tip the nose and tip the hat to Biggie. And I'm like, I'm low key getting emotional now. I'm like, why did y'all do that? Why couldn't he come with y'all? So on that end, I'm like, no, y'all can't tackle nobody else. Y'all are a tag team. It's only y'all two or nothing at all. But on the other end, they have stacked it where the trios they're going up against are going to be bangers. Like Hangman with Bandito and uh Brody King fire. Even like in any capacity of Ricochet versus Kofi in any capacity, that's going to be fire. So I appreciate the thought process, but yes, as a traditional, like with anything new, and this is me as a wrestling fan, it's going to take me a minute to adjust. So if y'all want to go down the path of tagging with Swerve, fine. Let's see. Don't know why, but fine. Okay, I'll see.
Okay,
I'll see what's gonna
but
happen.
think about it like this, right? Swerve is the biggest heel and or the biggest men's tweener in the division, right?
Oh yeah,
Well, across well, in the company. So if you want to bring them in as heels and get instant heat, having them be with Swerve would be a good way to do it. And then when you want to have them versus the demand, they could easily be faces. I'm looking forward to Gates of Agony versus Kofi and Austin Creed because that's gonna be a banger.
yeah,
But I'm just sitting over here like I understand what you mean about not wanting them to do trios because I don't really want them to do trios and get stuck in the trios loop either. But I think I really think having them come in as a trio at least for like a few like maybe a month or two, maybe three tops, would be a good way to introduce them and get them back into the swing of things because you have to realize they haven't really been wrestling.
yeah. Which is
So a trios,
yeah.
Yep. 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 No, I mean,
I was
it all
thinking like
depends on how they. It all
not
depends on
just
how
saying
they
it's been
bring
a
them in,
long
right?
time. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and it all depends on how they bring them in. Like bringing them in with Swerve is fine, but if they bring them in and have them lose, if they like their first matches for the titles and they don't win, like to me, you can't really do that. Like you got to do something to where they come in and at least get a win to kind of get themselves warmed up. And if they come in and get the titles right away, you're gonna always have people that are like, "Oh, they came in and got the titles right away," like big surprise. Like, and I'm not saying that they haven't earned the right to come in and be given the titles right away, potentially, because they have. I'm just saying you're always gonna have detractors when that happens, right? We've been hot and cold on when that happens, depending on who it is here. So, um, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited for them. That the tag team division needs more bodies, and you know, Kofi and Austin Creed are two of the best to ever do it. So, and I, I I've never done it, so I don't know if it's anything like riding a bike. But I imagine that they've managed to stay in condition and shape, and they're ready to get in the ring, right? They're not gonna. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's possible the discussion could be whether they have fewer days in front of them than they do behind them at this point, age wise. But I think they're still, at least at the end of their prime. So I mean, I still expect them to perform, at the level that they did before. So I'm excited to have them in AEW if indeed that happens, and I'm interested to see how they come in. So, with Swerve is definitely interesting. You say Swerve's the biggest tweener, man. AEW in general has nothing but tweeners at this point. Like, does anybody ever pick a side? Like, I mean, really, I mean, it's insane. So, other than MJF might be the only one that never leaves any doubt who he is, right? Um, so,
well,
um, but
it depends on how
so
much he's in his feelings.
yeah, well, there is that. AEW All in general this Sunday. What match are y'all looking forward to the most? Before we just kind of get into, we'll get into all of them eventually. But which match are y'all looking forward to the most?
Well, we just talked about, of course, the trios. If the New Day are debuting at all, and definitely that. But nowadays, I'm invested in this Casino Gauntlet. More like they've been heavily focusing on MJF versus Andrade, and that's going to be great. That's going to be a great. But someone's contract has not been renewed, and they better be over the pond this Sunday. And I'm talking about Ilya Dragunov.
Mm.
He is no longer a part of WWE.
I
And
did see
baby
that.
boy, if y'all don't scoop him up for this Casino Gauntlet, I'm hoping more surprises as well because yeah, like if you're just gonna be heavily focused on Andrade and MJF, just make it a one-on-one match. But you know, I think some surprises are gonna be really intriguing for this Gauntlet, and especially Ilya, the one of the names that are just came up. I'm really hoping to see his face on.
I think there's a better chance of seeing Ilya or Sheamus.
Who? Ilya, because Ilya, they didn't fire him. His contract expired, so like it wasn't like like 90 day complete clause. He ain't got that.
Okay.
So they can literally call him up. Hey, you money Sunday, come get it. And he's like, I bet, and it's done. Sheamus, I'm not sure if his 90s are up or not. They might be. I'm not sure. I'm hoping. But if it's about percentage wise, I think it's more percentage of we see Ilya than Sheamus, but more so that's his contract wise.
To be fair, the common misconception about the 90-day non-compete is just we're going to pay you for the rest of these 90 days. If you want to wrestle elsewhere, you can. Like, there's nothing legally binding saying they can't wrestle elsewhere during that time. It's just WWE then does not have to pay them out those 90 days. Most people wait if they, depending on their contract. Um,
Mhm.
Personally, I'm torn between Mercedes and Willow and Osprey and Omega. I, while I'm excited about Osprey and Omega, Willow and Mercedes are going to put on a banger. They're going to put on a classic. And I
Yeah.
feel like it might result in Maya World turning heel, which I
Mhm.
would love to see, but I don't know. And it's always that hint of I don't know. Because if Mercedes loses again, what is she going to do? If Willow loses, what is she going to do? Like, that's up in the air. So I don't know. I would have loved to have a little bit more clear. I feel like if we had clarity about like what Bailey is going to do next,
Mm.
maybe we would have like clarity on definitive answers for Mercedes, but I don't know. So that's why I'm a little bit more excited about that match than the Osprey Omega match. Because I know Osprey and Omega are going to go out there and they're going to have a banker. But the only big surprise is Will going to be like the first person from the UK to win at Wembley, win a championship at Wembley.
Which is crazy, cause like when he said, "I no one has ever, no Englishman has won on their own soil," I'm like, yeah, that ain't right, right? And of course, the only one you can go to is WWE. I'm not sure if NWA ever went to England, but I'm like the British Bulldog. They never like none of y'all won in England about that's crazy. in all the wrestling history, but it feels accurate, which is insane. But I totally agree with you about Willow versus Mercedes. That is more so like, no offense, but if Will Ospreay don't win, that'll be just a that'll be a shocker. That so many people are going to lose if y'all bet on wrestling. So many people will lose that belt if Will Ospreay does not win this Sunday with versus Willow and Mercedes. Yeah, like I really don't know, and I love that. My heart wants Willow to retain because it's like, please, so like we've already done it before, where Willow won a TBS title and she had to lose it to Mercedes. Like let's not do that again. Let's do something new. Let Willow be the thorn in Mercedes' flesh that she cannot get out. You know what I'm saying? I love that story for them where it's like every time I do something, you're always there. Yeah, and you can never get this built. We really did drive home crazy Mercedes, and it's I think that story still has legs as well. Like yes, we gotta drive home crazy Mercedes that just can't get this freaking belt. I would love that if they went that way and Willow retained. I would love that.
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
don't know
I
if
think
they're
that's
gonna
the
do
match.
that.
I think that's the match I'm most excited for because I think it's the one that feels least predictable to me out of all of them
Yeah.
when I really think about it. Just because I feel like it's time for Willow to really get that major win on a major stage over a megastar to really solidify. Not that she needs it, but it would really solidify her as a megastar too. And yet it's Mercedes Monet. And I just like I mean, I talk on here about how it's tough to see how some people lose, and she's one of those people. They have her lose more often than I think they should at times, just in general in her career. But she's still one of those people. It's like losing has to be real believable because and don't get me wrong, Willow's bigger than her, so in some regards it's very believable just in a general, and she's extremely talented, might even be equal to her in the ring in some regards. So her beating her is not like it's a weird thing. At the same time, it's still Mercedes and it's in a title match, so it's like you gotta so I don't know, but I sure hope that they pull the trigger and let Willow get the win. But that's the one I'm most excited for just because I think it's the least predictable. Like CM said, Osprey and Omega are going to kill it. We know what we're going to get. It'll be interesting to see how many more, 7-star matches Kenny Omega has, but I think he's got at least one more. So, and I don't have any doubt that's what it will be. And I agree with Anika. Like, if they miss the boat and don't put the belt on Osprey here in Wembley, and the fact that it would be the first time ever is bizarre. But if they miss the boat, I mean that's a huge miss. So, yes, is it somewhat predictable because it's in his own country and he's Will Osprey and all those things? Sure. And does it feed into some of that stigma of making things too predictable? Yes. And at the same time, so what? Predictable can still feel good, and we all want to feel good, right? And at this point, as much as we all love Kenneth Omega, which I don't think there's any argument about that. Will Ospreay is definitely still the future. So, in many respects, the present and the future. So, this feels a little bit like passing of the torch. I don't know that Kenny's ready for that, but that's how it feels a little bit to me. So it's time for Will to have that belt and to get this win in Wembley. So, but yeah, I think I'm still most excited for Willow versus Mercedes. Fletcher versus Okada and Takeshita. That has some interest for me too because I think that it could continue in some of the downfall of the Don Callis family. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a little more fallout between Kyle Fletcher and Okada in this situation. So, and if Takeshita is smart, he's going to push all those buttons, right, and try to drive as big a wedge as he can between those two in any way he can. So, I'm interested in those three matches the most, I think, for sure. The card
So
on paper looks like it's going to be amazing.
like definitely happy that the catch is back from G1. And yeah, it feels like Protocol is not gonna it's gonna be over on Sunday. I'll be very happy. And like Don Callis has not been wrangling in his family for the past couple of weeks. He's just been letting stuff slide. And sir, that is not how you control a faction. It's just it's not. They're imploding in front of your eyes, and you're just letting it happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy in a nicer faction, right? Like, I mean, and to be fair, like as much as I think, Don Callis has done a good job in what he's supposed to do, we're supposed to hate him, and he's done a really good job at being the guy that we hate, right? So he's doing his job good. My problem with the Don Callis family really is just the size of it because when you have that many guys, there's just not enough time. There just isn't, and there's not enough positions. So, the guys that are at the bottom fall even more to the bottom, especially if you continue to bring more and more people in. So that's my only argument with it. I mean, maybe the Trents and the Rocky Romeros of the world wouldn't be getting any TV time anyhow. Maybe I should just be happy with the few minutes I get to see them and whatever backup role they're getting, for the Don Callis family. But it feels like maybe there might be more of an opportunity if they weren't, way down on the totem pole in the Don Callis family. But I guess it is what it is. Should we go match by match and give our actual winners? All right. So we'll just start at the top. Kenny versus Will. Who you guys got for the new world or for the world championship? Who's walking out with the title?
Will.
Will. Anika, you got
Because
Will
both
too?
of y'all, since both
I'm
of y'all
definitely going
have
Will.
Will, since both of y'all have Will, I'm gonna go with Kenneth Jerome Omega.
Kenneth Jerome Omega. Oh, I just
With
realized.
the deep
That's
voice.
let's see. Willow versus Mercedes.
Willow.
Willow. This is all heart talking with Willow.
Willow, Willow, Willow. I think we're all three going Willow. All right. Kyle Fletcher versus Okada versus Takeshita for the AEW International Championship. I personally think I'll go first. I think Kyle Fletcher retains. I think he's going to continue to stand out to be the. I think when the dust clears, neither Okada. We already know Takeshi's gone. I don't think Okada is going to be part of the Don Callis family anymore. And I think Kyle Fletcher is going to still be, standing right next to Don Callis when this is all said and done. I think he's the guy that Don Callis is all in on. So I think Kyle Fletcher gets a win here. I think Tony Khan's all in on Kyle Fletcher too. I don't think, at this point, Okada doesn't need the win, really. He's already, everybody knows who Okada is. Takeshita could still use the win and some time with that belt. I just think Kyle Fletcher is, I don't want to say the flavors of the day because I think he's way better than that. I just think Kyle Fletcher is special. And I think Tony sees that. So I think Fletcher gets a win.
I want the implosion to happen. I think the implosion is happening, and for that, I'll say Takeshita.
Takeshita.
Potokada no more.
I didn't hear you, CM. Did you actually say? If you did, I missed it.
I didn't.
Okay.
I think Okada is going to win
Ooh.
because I think they're going to kick out Kyle Fletcher from the Don Callis family.
Interesting. So that match,
And I think,
he's got a different winner. All right.
hold on, I also think that frees up Kyle to go after Kevin Knight's belt.
Oh, yeah. But I, as much as I want to see Kevin Knight versus Kyle Fletcher again because the matches are good, like at this point, we've already been there and done that with Kyle Fletcher with the TNT title. I feel like it's time for him to take that next step. He needs to wrestle the winner of Omega and Osprey. I know it's not going to be him. I know he's not the next in line, but at some point soon here, he needs to be in that line. I mean, I think it's time for him to be pushed up to that spot. I don't know. Not. I mean, I know Tony
I
ultimately wants all his belts to feel the same, whether that's true or not. And Kyle Fletcher will add some whatever. I mean, not that Kevin Knight hasn't been good with the belt, but I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it feels like either a horizontal move or stagnation a little bit for Kyle Fletcher, but it is what it is.
Oh, I never said he was going to beat Kevin Knight for the belt. I think that that's
Yeah.
what you're going to have in France when they go there. But like you said, it's time to get kind of new blood in there. So I think that that will result in by having Okada have the belt, that'll push Fletcher and Takeshita into the main title picture. And then we have
Yeah.
two more contenders for that belt.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like is crazy enough. I like Don Callis and Cal Fletcher together. Like they both seem to get each other. Like it was like when Cal came back, it's still Donnie. Give me a smooch. I'm going to miss that. So that's why I don't want I don't want that to end just yet. Like I want it to continue just a little bit longer.
But Don will suck and go to Okada more. And Okada has that storied history with Kenny. And, Don is obsessed with Kenny.
He
Why are you
definitely
so
is.
obsessed with me?
What about Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight for the AEW TNT Championship? Paul's kind of. I mean, if you think that Kyle Fletcher, like you just said, is gonna go after Kevin Knight for the belt, that must imply that you think Kevin Knight gets the win over Darby Allin.
And Son of
So
Sting
CM
turns
shake
on
their head,
Darby
yeah,
Allin. Yeah.
yeah.
Son of Sting is
All
going to
right.
flip on Darby Allin accidentally.
Uh,
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Kevin Knight because Kevin Knight needs it. After that, you get mollywhopped by Omega at Redemption. Like he definitely needs this win. So I'm gonna say Kevin Knight, even though he's gonna have to go through hell to get to heaven to beat Darby. Like why haven't you just a DQ a DQ? Why would y'all do that? Y'all know that boy ain't got no sense.
Another one of those that's fairly unpredictable just because it's Darby Allin, and every time I think he's not going to win, he does. Every time I think, oh, he doesn't need the belt, they put it on him. So, or he doesn't need that win, he ends up getting it. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think this is a big win for Kevin Knight. I think this Kevin Knight is already, the the one that's had the most TNT Championship defenses, and another big one at a huge pay per view over a pillar like Darby Allin really kind of solidifies Kevin Knight, in the position that he's in. So I think Kevin Knight probably gets the win too, but again, it's Darby Allin, and I don't know. You never know. Um, I don't know. Let's see. What's up? What SFX? I guess, or I'm not sure. We are here. We are here.
Ooh,
Um, so yeah. So let's see. That was Darby versus Kevin Knight. Let's see. What do we got next? We got Cajun Cope versus the Young Bucks for the tag team
ooh.
championships. Who y'all got?
We're talking about unpredictable. We're talking about stuff that's predictable. Besides Kenny and Will, most of these are a little bit of a head scratcher, which I love. Um, yeah. If they if Creed and Kofi were coming by themselves, I would have said Young Bucks. But because they're going to do a trio thing, the question is, if Cage and Cope win, what's the next step for them? And I don't know. But I said, Austin Creed and Kofi are going to do the trio thing for a minute. So, like, what's the next thing for Young Bucks? So, dang. Um, I'm going to have the faith that FTR is going to come back and we're going to solo score with one more match of Cage Cope. So I'm going to say Cage Cope retains.
Okay. So Anika's got Cajun Cope. Miss CM.
I'm going with Cajun Cope but I think it's going to result in a tag team casino gauntlet.
Oh, interesting.
Because you
Interesting.
still have FTR, you have the Dogs, you have Bang Bang Gang, and within that, you have the Guns, and you have Bullet Club Gold,
The Rascals
um,
too.
the Rascals, you have Kofi and Creed. Like you have a good amount of tag teams. So theoretically, you could do a casino gauntlet or some type of multi-man match that has some surprising results. So for that to happen, I think it might be best to have Coke versus Cage win here, and then have the Bucks win in France.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm gonna probably go with Kobe Cage, but here's my feeling: I don't really care at this point. I mean, yes, it's for the AEW Tag Team Championships, but I don't really care. Like you said, they haven't really done a whole lot to book anybody behind the Bucks for Cage and Cope if they win, and their time with the belt hasn't been all that great anyhow. I mean, the matches have been decent, and they should be, but I mean, it hasn't been what I would call all that memorable or what I was hoping for, I guess. So, and you know, the Young Bucks, yeah, they're one of the greatest tag teams to ever do it. If they win the belts again, big surprise. What, 5 times now? I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, I don't really care to a certain extent. I'm more interested to see what happens out of that storyline, whether actually Kofi and Austin show up, whether any of the other tag teams that you guys mentioned actually work their way in to get a shot. I mean, I'd rather see the Dogs with the belts. I'd rather see either of the, well, maybe not the Guns, but Jay White and Juice Robinson definitely with the belt. Um, Austin and Colton, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I mean, they are what they are. I mean, but in general, they're not necessarily my choice for tag team champions. But there's plenty of people out there. There's members of the Death Riders that wrestle together all the time as tag teams, Claudio and Pac. So there's plenty of teams out there. So I just want somebody different. So in that regard, I kind of don't care. But I think Cope and Cage probably get the win too. For some reason, it feels like Tony wants to continue to ride that nostalgia that they're having at the moment. So, and that he's not quite ready to give that up yet. So, and Cage is, I mean, Christian's still in his bag. The comment,
Yes.
what do you say?
Yes, he
He
is.
said, you're not our dad. And he said, are you sure? Or do you know, whatever the comment was, I can't remember the exact line now,
That
but
was
it's
it.
Poppy for sure. And Christian is still great. So I don't want him to go away. And I'm not saying that he will if they lose the titles, but at this point in their careers, and I mean, if it was me, demands TV time just because he's so good. But I think having the belts on them helps keep them on TV to a certain extent, just because of who they are and because the roster is so,
Hmm.
deep and whatever. So, um, but yeah, so I'll go with Copa Cage too. Let's see, Gauntlet. We don't even know everybody that's in it, so I guess. I mean, I guess we could talk about what Andrade, MJF, Tommaso Ciampa so far, and then if you guys want to pick one of them or pick a surprise winner, I guess you can put any name you think is going to show up or come in or be a potential whatever.
Because WE want to be some bitches. And we have the All Out versus Worlds Collide coming up. And we, I, I don't know how petty and stupid WWE is going to be with World Collide, right? But to do this, they're going to do something, right? So to solidify that it's all good in the hood, we need a big main event, and that's why I'm saying MJF wins. So you can do MJF versus Osprey at All Out.
Okay. Uh, this is a tough one because obviously you don't know who all the entrants are going to be. It feels like with the Heat, not the Heat, feels like with as over as he is at the moment, and don't get me wrong, MJF is always over, but as over as he is at the moment, how it's not going to be Andrade. Like it just
How do you
feels
know?
like it's got to
How you
kind of
know?
be Andrade. But you're right. I mean, it's MJF. He's another one of those guys I talk about, yeah, he takes losses, but it's still got to be a believable situation because A, he cheats to get wins if he gets down too much, and he's an extremely good wrestler. So you don't just beat him easily, right? And there's going to be Tommaso Ciampa, there's going to be, and the other, whoever else is going to be in this match, it's going to be formidable. So, but I just think Andrade is so hot at the moment. And again, I know you don't always have to do everything when everyone's telling you to do it, but I mean, you got to read the room, right? And right now, Andrade is hot as hell. So it seems to me like Andrade should get that win.
I agree. I think it's going to be Andrade.
Mm.
Andrade. All right. And then who do we think is going to be the who in the finals of the Continental Cup? I mean, the final four wrestlers are. I had it up here. Let's see. It looks like I think this says that the final four wrestlers, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the final four at this moment are Claudio, Kyle O'Reilly, Nigel McGuinness, and John Moxley. Correct? We're
Yes.
waiting for a new draw, right, to see who's going to wrestle who. But those are the final four.
So the Lillard 4 is going to be Moxley versus Claudio, and I because that was hilarious on Collision. What's his name? The guy was saying, "Shut up, give me a minute." Willard Yuta, thank you. Willard Yuta was trying to do some raw speech of, listen, no matter what, it's gonna be a death rider. Yeah, and then you have Dale Garcia on a bench because Claudio went down on him. He's like, yeah, remember, are you with me? Yeah, y'all believe me, right? Yeah, this is like, and so Mouse is like, shut up. And he walks away. And Claudia's like, this is bad for who? And it's just like, but you was like, Death Rider in the finals. Go get Death Rider in the finals. Let's go. And it's like, this is not the time. This is not the time. So it's going to, so yeah, it's going to be Moxley versus Yuta. I think Moxley wins that just because you're the champ. I'm going with the house on that one. Nigel versus Kyle. I believe so. So those matches are on Dynamite, and in the finals they go to Wembley. So I'm going to assume it's Wembley. No, like sorry, because that time crunch. I was gonna say is Wembley Nigel, but on the other hand, you can go you can run back Kyle versus Moxley because of the rivalry earlier this year. So that is actually interesting. I am going to assume, yeah, I'm still going to assume it's Moxley versus Nigel because we're in England. Shoot, because Nigel said that he's not going to wrestle no more. Dang it. I, I'm going with Moxley. I'm going with Moxley to win the whole
Well,
thing.
for me, I think a lot comes with winning this. The winner has to do a lot, and I don't think Nigel's up for doing that. I don't think he's up for being champion and actually defending the belt on a regular basis and all those things. Unfortunately, because I really want Nigel to win. But this contest or this tournament or this cup, whatever you want to call it, has been great. I mean, it's had some of the best wrestling. As a fan of Catch Can Wrestling, having Nigel in it and some of the other people that he's wrestled has been insanely amazing. Him versus Shibata was insane. Like that's been one of my happiest moments in AEW in a long time. So, but him versus Kyle O'Reilly should be amazing if that's indeed how the blind draw works out. Do we already know? Is that right? Is it going to be them two? Is that what you were saying, or you think that's how it's going to be?
So that's what I think it's going to be. The semifinals are on Dynamite, so it's going to be Moxley versus Claudio on Dynamite, and Nigel versus Kyle. I want to say either Dynamite or Collision, but I'm going to say Dynamite as well.
Okay. I personally think it's time for someone to else to get the nod here. I think Claudio should get a win over John, and I think Claudio probably should beat Nigel in the finals.
Nice.
I mean, Nigel versus Kyle will be my final for me, just because the technical wrestling is going to be insane. But and don't get me wrong, I know John Moxley. He's another one of those guys. I'm going to say is very hard to take a loss and how you book him to lose, but I just think it's got to be time for somebody else. And Claudio really hasn't done a lot in a long time now, so it feels like this would be a good spot for Claudio to maybe get some time with the belt for a minute. So I'm going to pick Claudio to win this whole thing, honestly, and walk away with the belt. Who you got, CM?
My finals are Moxley versus McGinnis. McGinnis wins. Moxley wins the rematch. Claudio beats Moxley in France. I keep saying this French show because I feel like they're going to kind of pack it a little bit because it is the first show in France. So I think that that's going to play a major factor in it. And where else would you have Claudio win if you're not going to Switzerland? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's where that's going to happen. And I feel like it's also because Claudio is kind of like their international type person, and Wembley just isn't big enough. And I think that Moxley on the rematch against McGinnis is going to basically Daniel Bryan him. So
Mm.
it's gonna be like I destroyed the enemies and I'm the one who took both of them out. Who can beat me? And his head's gonna get super inflated. And Claudio's just gonna be like, you know what? I played nice. I'm done. And then destroys Moxley. And we have Moxley sit down for a little bit. Maybe Renee can go on that vacation she was promised like 3 years ago.
I
All right.
uh
And
I
lastly,
totally agree.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I totally agree with you about France. Like that crowd for Clash in Paris last 2 years ago in a row. Like wrestling wise, that is literally a dream. And I gonna say hoping they're gonna show out for AEW. So I just yeah. Phenomenal. So yeah, I would
Yeah,
definitely
as
think they're
long as
gonna stack it
Claudio
up.
gets the nod. I'd love him to just win it at Wembley and just whatever. But at the same time, yeah, I don't. As long as he ends up getting it at some point, I'm good with that. And I kind of like your booking for that, CM. So I think him winning in France makes more sense. So, but they got to do that. Like he's got to get something sooner than later. So, um, and last but not least, the trios match. So again, we don't know who the challenger is going to be. It's just kind of an open challenge at the moment from Hangman Bandito, from the good, the bad, and the ugly. Wait, am I the ugly? No. Yes, amongst this
You're
trio, let me
not.
make it
No, you're
100%
not.
clear. I am definitely the ugly amongst the trio here. But that being said,
No.
who you guys think it will end up being? Is it going to be Austin and Kofi and Swerve? Or who do you think ends up being their challenger and who gets the win?
It's gonna be a triple
Who
threat.
walks out with the belt?
It's gonna be a
Ooh,
triple threat.
okay.
It's gonna be the good, the bad, the ugly versus the demand versus Swerve, Kofi, and Austin. And I
Ooh,
think Swerve, Kofi, and Austin, they
okay.
take it. They take it this time.
Alright.
Just
Anika?
ditto all of that. I agree to all of that.
Yeah.
I've already explained on the show that when people come from WWE, you gotta treat them like they came from an abusive relationship. So you gotta pour extra love into them. You gotta show them they're gonna be like it's gonna be when you in your previous relationship. So definitely automatically put the belt on them like you did with Ciampa. Yes, they win.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they keep doing this with Ricochet and the demand, or what feels like they give them like an inch and then they take back a mile. But they just had the
Yeah.
belt. I mean, yes, it was only for a little drink of water. I mean, it was for a half a second, but like they just had the belt. So I don't see them. If you wanted them to have the belts, then why not just leave it on them and let them have it for a minute? Like you obviously don't necessarily want it on them. You think that the sweeter spot for the demand is to be in the hunt for the belts and not actually hold them. So in that regard, yeah, I don't see the demand winning. And if it ends up being a triple threat, I mean, it only seems to make sense to potentially put it on Kofi and Austin. The only contention is just whether there's an issue with doing it. I mean, there's other people, right, that have been waiting for opportunities. But again, when you have megastars like them, they jump to the front of the line. So it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, if they're there, I would go with them. At this point, I don't know who it's totally going to be. So I'm gonna pick the champions to retain just because depending on actually who it is. I mean, if it ends up just being the demand, I think Paige and I think the good, the bad, the ugly win. So I don't know that the demand beats them if it's just a straight up one on one or a straight up trios match. So I'm gonna go with the champs for the moment. Well, I'm gonna go with the champs, but we'll see what ends up happening. So that's the last match that I see on the card here. Is there anyone that I'm missing? I know there'll probably be more. I know there will be some on the 0 hour. Any that I'm
Um,
missing?
the Divine Dominion versus the Brawling Birds.
Oh, oh yes, yes, yes. Women's Tag Team Championship. All right. Uh, it's got to be the Brawling Birds. If it's not, like I'm so done with the women's tag team division already. Like I just don't. It doesn't
Yeah,
make any sense to me. Like Divine Dominion is what they are, but really, like I don't know. Um, it's
I'm
time for them
not
to give up the
sure.
belt.
It is time for them to give the belts, but TK has this weird thing of on for women the pay per view the championship retains, and then on Dynamite that's when they lose it. And we've already had a bunch of Englishmen win on this card, so I'm gonna go crazy with that. I'm gonna say Divine Dominion retains, and then they'll lose it on Dynamite.
To the Brawling Bird.
Probably, yeah, yeah.
All right. So the Birds
He's
ultimately
done
win the
before.
spot at Wembley. All right. Who you
I think
got,
the birds
CM?
are gonna win. I think the birds
Yeah.
will win. Just I don't know. I agree with Anika. Like he has to have it, but I think it's gonna end. I know I said Kenny's gonna win, but in all actuality, it's probably gonna be Osprey. I think it's Osprey and Windsor winning, and fireworks going off as they hold their belts.
Ugh, I don't want that. That's so gross.
It's campy. It's romance.
Ugh.
People love it. It gets them going.
So that's the match on the card, and I know CM's anxious to get out of here. I know she's tired, but I got two questions for you because you're not here all the time. I got two things I want to ask you because there are two things that I think are critical that I want to know from you specifically. One is I know you made a comment about Maya World earlier, and I'm all here for it. I think Maya World is amazing. Do you have any issue with how she's leapfrogged some other women that have been here a little longer? The
No,
Queen
because
Aminadas of the world.
okay. So I love Queen Aminata. I have been a fan of Queen Aminata since period died.
Before I was.
Um,
Oh,
back when she was on Dark and we were reviewing Dark. Yeah. Um, I as much as I love Queen Aminata, what has hindered her has been injuries. So because of the injuries, she wasn't necessarily leapfrogged. It was her time and then she got injured. I personally think that Maya World has stayed ready, so she hasn't had to get ready from the get-go. Like, look at how she got to the position she was in. Her and her partner were ready when old girls walked out. Cool. She showed professionalism even in losses. She showed professionalism when her brother passed, and she was just like, but he wanted me to keep wrestling. Like her professionalism at a young age has benefited her, her ability to stay ready, put on quality matches, and learn and adapt in the ring. Like, honestly, the match between her and Mercedes, I didn't realize how long that match really was because it felt like when you miss it, I didn't realize she had a
Mhm.
wardrobe malfunction. Like, she had wardrobe malfunction. I didn't realize that because of how good the match was. Like, for me personally, I think Maya World has stepped up in a role that a veteran would take at such a young age. So yeah, there's that.
Mhm. And then the other thing I want to know is what percentage do you give Bailey showing up at All in any capacity, whether it's amongst the Mercedes match, which would seem to make sense, or just in any capacity?
I think we have a 95% chance of her being there. I think we have a 50% chance of her being involved in something on the show. I just and I'm it's a hopeful 50% because I want her to leave WWE because I don't think they respect her and I don't think they value her like they should. But I'm gonna be realistic. I don't think she's gonna come to AEW. Um, but I think she'll come to support Mercedes. So I think she'll be there, but I think it'll be more as a support behind the scenes. But I am hopeful that we get to have Davinia Rose, that was her name, or Pam Martinez, or whatever name she wants to go by. But we'll see.
Should her first feud
If
be with Mercedes, or what should that interaction be like?
I don't think her first feud will be with Mercedes. I think it'll be kind of like I think their storyline might be more like a Mariah May type situation, where it's kind of, hmm, I feel like you're gonna do something. But
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be her turning on Mercedes just because Mercedes as a face doesn't really work long term. I think it'll be Mercedes being like, oh what no 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 no, I'm gonna get you before you get me type situation. Um so I think that'll happen.
Right. All right. All right. Anything else you want to say, Anika, to wrap things up? Got any comments on? I mean, we
I was
already
gonna
talked
be
about the things that I asked. What
no
you
no no.
CM. So
My first my mind when you said Bailey, I'm like, do you put the camera on her? Because she's definitely coming. I think he is definitely coming to support Mercedes. Do you put the camera on her if he's the audience? I'm like, is that good or bad? I feel like, gotcha. I'm like, but no, if I'm not sure. Extent, I'm not sure if she wants to go back or not. We're in the same boat. I'm like, the hope. I don't want to hope because it hurts when she comes back to WWE. I'm like, I don't know what Mercedes or anybody can say because, like, girl, they're not cherishing you over there. Like, we promise you, if you come over to AEW, it's gonna be a good freaking time. We promise you this, man. We do.
yeah, I
But
mean,
all
I was gonna say
so
selfishly, as someone that's not watching WWE and enjoys watching Bailey, I would love to see her in AEW. Same with Kofi and Xavier. So Kofi and Austin. So um, all those people. So
and we got
we'll
their
see how.
lifers, so
Huh?
I said we thought Kofi and Creed were lifers, but look at us now. So dreams do come true. The hope is
Yeah,
the
this is
hope
true.
is possible. It's
Stuff does
possible.
happen. weirder things have happened. All right, let's do some housekeeping and get up out of here. So you're with us here on Tuesday night for the Cookout, every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, where we all come together and talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling. Come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. We can't lie. Life does be life. And so I say every Tuesday take that with a grain of salt. But the best way to make sure that you know if we're going to be on or not is to go to that YouTube, the Workhorse Wrestling YouTube channel, and hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell button to get notifications every time we're about to go live on the YouTube channel. So every Friday night, Anika is here every Friday night. She is consistent, the most consistent show. Friday Night Fights, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes her co-host, Sammy, manages to make it, but Anika watches SmackDown in real time and gives you her real-time results or reviews, opinions, and reaction to the show as she watches it. Saturday mornings, hopefully there's a Winner Circle, or Sunday night, 7 a.m. Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, or 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday night. Usually myself and Anika do Winner's Circle, where we review Dynamite and Collision from the days before, give each show a grade, and the winner gets declared for the Winner's Circle. So, and then again, the best way to make sure that you catch that show, if you want to watch it, check it out, is to have that little bell clicked so you get a notification when we go live. You can check us out on all these social media platforms. You can scan this QR code if I can get it to come up. My mouse will work. That QR code, you can scan that. That'll take you to Linktree. You can get to all of our social media from one place, or you can go to any of these social media platforms and check us out there, Workhorse Wrestling Network. We are everywhere. Come check us out. Love to interact with you guys. And then last but not least, Miss Dolores, our wonderful producer who does all sorts of stuff, every graphic you see, every intro you hear, which by the way is an amazing introduction. That song is fire. She downloads the audio version of the Cookout podcast and puts it up on these podcast platforms. So if you don't have time to watch YouTube or to watch us do the Cookout, you can listen to the Cookout. Or if you already watched it and you thought it was an amazing episode and you want to listen to it while you're driving around in your car, working out, you want our voices to be part of your workout playlist, however you want to ingest the Cookout podcast, you can do that. You can do it visually or you can do it audio only now on these particular platforms. So I think that's basically it. CM, what you got to say? Miss Anika, anything else to people before we get out of here?
Stay blessed, stay amazing, wash your asses, and we love you.
Until next time, as Laura says, we'll cut the lights and peace.
Bye.
That was a cookout.
Came for the wrestling, stay for the chaos.
ALWCM, Sammy, and Anika.
Yeah, we cooked it up.
Workhorse Wrestling Network. Like, comment.